What is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up.
All right. All right. Oh, hey, haven't used my voice yet. And I just realized it sounded real crusty. So let's get this going. Hold on. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, DJ Tech Thursday on this wonderful, unnecessarily hot Thursday. And it is hot. I mean, it's not ridiculously hot. It's just hot. And I'm going to tell you this right now. For everybody out there that's wondering, that's over here like, hey, what does Cleveland Terry, what does CT think about Serato? And I'm going to tell you this. I have absolutely no idea. I have not looked at it. I have not tested it. I have been testing other things. Therefore, I don't have time to... Okay. I just don't really have time right now. I mean, look, you've seen, I had to cancel last Thursday's show. Where was I last Thursday? Last Thursday, I was in Vegas doing a bat mitzvah in Vegas. I just don't have the time. It's been a very, very weird month. And not just weird. I mean, it's been exceptionally busy. You guys know or don't know. You guys know or don't know that I'm obviously a mobile op owner. I own a very, I don't know what you'd call successful. A relatively successful DJ business out in Southern California. If you guys don't know, by the way, thanks for hanging out. And over the past month, I haven't actually counted, but I want to say since I got back from Pittsburgh, so that was like, I don't know, late April. Since I got back from Pittsburgh and had to start testing this LED wall that we purchased. And then, of course, doing the LED wall on May 4th. And then from there. So from there, I think we've done about 75 events. From May 4th to, I want to say yesterday. I had an event yesterday. And for the most part, even though we had tons of local events, we had so many out of town events. I mean, we were in the Bay Area in the month of May, I think 12 times. We're still in the Bay Area this weekend. We were in the Bay Area last weekend. We had 2 events. We were in Utah. We were in Vegas. And then of course our local ones. So needless to say, I've been traveling a lot and then the weekday parties and everything. I'm tired. I am tired. I am so tired. This is like first world problems. I first person, like I'm playing video games. First world problems. I mean, in all honesty, the fact that I'm saying to you, I just want a day off. Like, I mean, I know first world problems. I get it, but I am licked right now. The party last night, the party was in, I mean, look, we're in We are in like San Fernando Valley. I live in CMU, but my office is in San Fernando. We had an event in Irvine just yesterday, and it was not a big deal, 6 to 10. But the problem is, we live in the valley. To get to Irvine on a Thursday is legitimately 2.5 hours, 3 hours sometimes. So I gotta leave my house because it's a 6 o'clock party. Actually, they said 5:30, so we were supposed to be there at 3 o'clock, which means I gotta leave my house at 12:30, 1 o'clock, just to be there on time. And then once we're done, we get to drive back another hour and a half home. So I didn't even get home until, I don't know, 12:30 yesterday. Not the important part. The important part is I gotta work on Friday. I have 2 grad nights. Friday night, Saturday night. Today, my son is graduating from high school. Congratulations to me. So I just need some time. I had 2 major video montages that I had to edit. I have another video I have to edit right now. I'm just, you know what it is? It's busy, but it's busy. I don't have time for me. And where's my other Bluetooth earpiece? That is my problem. We, as DJs, as human beings, we all need time to ourselves. We need to be able to just kind of stop for a minute and say, I need to recharge my batteries and go from there. I have not had a chance to recharge my batteries in over a month, and I'm burning out. There's a lot of little things. Anyway, neither here nor there. But thanks for showing up today. Thanks for watching the show. We're going to get through some tech if we can. We're going to try, although I've been way behind. But I do know absolutely that there is a Serato update. Have I looked into it? No. But we can look into it. We can check it out. We can see what it's about. From my understanding, and I think my understanding is accurate, the only thing they updated was the Serato effects and maybe some bugs here and there. Now, I know that has been an ongoing issue. The Serato effects have been huge. That's been one of the major complaints for Serato. So the only thing I will say is this. Everything's important and nothing's important. All right. So if we sit back and we say, well, what's Serato doing? Why would they only come out with effects? Are they even listening to us? Well, again, I've said this and I'm being kind of confirmed. They don't have the resources to just do, 15 simultaneous things. Everything takes time. So they obviously decided that the most important part were the effects. Now, it's been an ongoing complaint. So why wouldn't they do it? Now, I know people are pissed off because, why haven't they done this? Why haven't they done that? Well, the list is long. So they're probably doing the things that they can get out. I don't want to get out quickly, but these are just things, remember everything. This is how I know that they're low on resources. And I don't have any facts to back this up, but everything that they update are kind of knee-jerk reactions. Competitor comes out with stems, they got to come out with stems. People complain about the effects. They got to do their effects. If we're talking about changing up grid, grid lines and beat grids, and redoing the database, just making it more efficient, that's going to take time. And I know they've been working on it. I just, I know they've been working on it. I know that they don't have the resources. And it's just obvious. I have not been doing a lot of videos lately. Obviously, I haven't had time. I have at least 3 that are just sitting there waiting to go. But I have not been doing videos. So my June should be a relatively busy month. A lot of things on the horizon, a lot of things in the pipeline. I'm sorry. I'm reading text messages. Well, this one's interesting. Let's see here. Can we talk about the worst drop in history of controllers? We can talk about it. What do you want to talk about? Explain to me what you mean by that statement. I'd love to know. I'm assuming that you are referring to when and wherever and whatever is the Rain Performer. But let me know. Well, all right. Kevin says, I noticed that we are halfway through the year and I haven't seen any new controllers, CDJs, etc. Am I missing something? No. I mean, think about it this way. I'm a big Marvel fan. Okay. Big Marvel fan. Love Marvel. But they have been coming out with some bull lately. Okay. Just absolute trash. Now, X-Men 97, way different scenario. But they have been coming out with bull. So we'll take that. The pandemic and the year afterwards, just trash. Just pushing out bad content, besides a couple of shows. So there's a pullback. The powers that be say, wait a minute, you're spending too much money. They're getting bad reviews. What's the point of doing all this? Let's just stop. Let's stop for a minute. Let's just sell what we have. Or if we're going to put something out, it's got to be amazing. Let's just wait. Okay. So that occurs. And people, I need to get through this month. Through this next week. After that, we're good. Anyway, sorry, I'm looking at Mac Joseph, and I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna debate this. So, they said, you know what? We need to pull back. We only need 1 to 2 releases per year on our major movie market, and we'll go from there. And as you've noticed, the stuff that they've been releasing has actually been quality. Is this live? Yes, it's live. Why wouldn't it be live? When you see me here, I'm going to pre-record a session where I'm answering questions. Am I Nostradamus? I can see in the future now. I feel like they're going to ask this question. I'm going to answer it right now. And then I'm going to post the video. So they decide to decide when we're going to do this. So back to X-Men. We're talking about DJ equipment. I'm talking about X-Men. Anyway, so now if you've noticed that the releases they've been coming out with have been really good quality because they slowed down. I'm feeling like that's exactly what's going on with the DJ industry right now. I mean, there's a lot of lights, a lot of DMX stuff, but as far as controllers are concerned, think about it for a minute. What are we dealing with here? We have amazing moving platter controllers. We have amazing turntables. And I know there's a performer on the horizon. Coming soon review. Coming soon. So, and then all the major players. What do we have? We have Pioneer, Alpha Theta. Last time I checked, Alpha Theta has released a whole bunch of products. Now, whether or not you want said product is debatable, but they've come out with products. In reality, the people that haven't come out with products are, and even so, I mean, Newmark's come out with products. There's been New Stanton products. I mean, it's only June, so I'm looking at from a year. It's okay. Now, I know people are like, what about the performer? You know, that performer's coming out, which is going to answer a lot of questions that Rain users have. So I think we're okay. I think we're just, I think sometimes we have a little, gear lust, but, it's June. This isn't really product release time. If you're going to release product, obviously they try to tie it in with like any major conference. And one of those major conferences is the DJ Expo, which happens in August. So hopefully, again, I'm not saying any names. Hopefully, there'll be a Rain Performer release, and then you'll be able to take a look at it in grave detail at DJ Expo. I'm hoping that by that time, maybe people have them in their possession. Let's hope, right? Let's hope. The Rain Performer. I was just thinking the same thing. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's do some tough love. All right. We're going to do some tough love for all you people out there. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Well, let's go back. Rain 4 comes out. It gets a solid review. I gave a solid review. However, I didn't personally love it. And I didn't love it for really, two reasons. One, it was a big feeling controller. People may be pulling me to the dark side with larger controllers just because everything that's been coming out, has been like the Opus Quad and everything that's been coming out has been large. So maybe I'm just getting used to having larger things in my life. Well, pause. No diddy. But I wasn't a big fan of the Rain 4. It was fine. I did a review. It was great. Here you go. But I sent the Rain 4 back. And in general, I send product back, but I don't send every product back. There's product that I keep for extended amounts of time. I have my Rev 7 as my main DJ controller. I got my turntables and all of that in my S11. So it became a point where it was like, oh, we just keep it as a backup. And then I had the notorious bug, or not even a bug. It's an actual like broken part where my microphones were just they weren't that good in mine. I know, and I know there was a batch of them that were good, and there was a batch of them that were bad. I got the bad batch. So since I don't use an external mixer for every event I do, that was one of the reasons why I said I'm not gonna use it. Okay. Also, I just really, if I have a choice, I don't want to use static platters if I have a choice. I swear I just want to turn my phone off. Let's go do not disturb here. I didn't like the regular platters. So factor in that it was heavy. Static platters. the questionable mic inputs, and I sent it back. I just said, I'm like, there's no real need for me to keep this. I'm not going to use it, and it's larger, so I'm just going to send it back. And I sent it back. There's plenty of gear that I still have right here that I haven't sent back yet. So, so we are definitely hoping that their performer, they take all the issues, you know, and they finally do what the world has been asking for, and that's, I mean, I actually said there's no way they're coming out with a 4-channel controller. If they do, it's just because hell's frozen over and they actually listen to people. I didn't believe. Although I believe more with Rain doing it than with Serato doing it. In all honesty, not Serato. Alpha Theta Record Box, Pioneer DJ. I don't think there's a 4-channel in Pioneer DJ's future. I still don't. All right. DJ Gino Myrtle with the $20 super chat. Thank you, fam. I appreciate that. If I can find it so I can throw it up here, because I need to show some love to our super chat people. There we go. This is how you take care of me, people. This is how you take care of me. Just another small thank you for the continued valued insight and great content. This man gets me. He's singing to my heart right now. Thank you. I did not eat my words, Mac. I did not eat my words. What I said was, I've been adamant about Serato. I keep saying Serato, man. I've been adamant because we have Serato on the brain, about Pioneer DJ not coming out with the 4-channel. Adamant. I said the Rain one, I'm like, there's no way. I said, but if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be Rain. And you know, they did it. And you're not gonna get any more information from me. I can't tell you when it comes out. I can't tell you what I think of it. I can't tell you the stuff that it does. I can only show you pictures. That's what I'm allowed to do. So when I get hate, or people questioning, why are you showing this? This is why. I'm allowed to show pictures. Now, okay, the root of this, the performer in a 7. Stop. I'm not even answering that question. Stop. Okay. So back to the release. It's are all those influencers whose back hurts. This is definitely not untrue. And to top it off, I don't have a case for it. And the I'm still waiting on the Glide from my guys from Jetpack Bags. I've had to carry that thing out by hand, in my hands, walking around with it. That's been annoying. So anyway, so back to this. Worst release ever. Okay, let's be devil's advocate. Let's get into the nitty gritty of the worst release ever. Let's go back in time. Let's go back to the Rain 1. And Rain 1 comes out. People love it. They release it. And some people bought it, and you can't get any product. You know, they were sold out for a long, long time. Price went up because of it. Like, it just was crazy. Rain 4, same thing. Didn't have enough product. if you knew that one of your products may change the game for you, not for the DJ industry, but for you as a company, as a business. If you knew that product would change things, and if you knew that on your horizon, maybe this is your only controller, maybe this is the only thing they got coming out for a while, would you rather get it out half-ass and just because you guys are demanding it, or do you want to make sure the product is where it should be before you release it, so there are no questions, so you don't have questionable batches, some with mic problems, some without? This isn't the pandemic now. This isn't the time when people understand that technology and quality and that just building stuff, we were at a disadvantage. So we're not there. So if a product comes out and it's glitchy, got some weird issues going on or whatever, it's not that good, it could burn a company down. So I would rather have a company take their time and deliver a good product with availability for said product when product is released than to just come out with something because the DJ world is demanding something new. That's what I would do. Rain marketing. I honestly, guys, okay. It's your fault. It's your fault. What they are doing is working. You guys, it's working. Now, I may question but me coming from production and being in this industry for a while, I completely understand why things take the time they do. I do. But it's first video was released in February. Super Bowl. First video. It is June and people are still talking about it. June. Okay? This isn't one of those vaporwares where people are like, "Oh, you know what? If they would have released it, I would have bought it, but I couldn't wait. I bought something else." Nobody's doing this. Everybody in here is talking about when's it coming out. Let me know. It can't backfire, Mac. If it could backfire, it would have backfired. The reviews are coming sooner than you think. Okay? They're coming sooner than you think. But it hasn't backfired yet. Why hasn't it backfired? Well, because there's no other product. As much as I love the Rev 7, the Rev 7's, 2-3 years old now. So there's nothing to compete with. And when there's nothing to compete with, why do you have to rush? Again, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm just giving you another perspective. That's all. Yeah. Exactly. Now, I know people are like, well, they need to release a Rev. They need to do this, a new Rev 7 or whatever. I'm like, the Rev 7 isn't broken. The Rev 7 still works great. Now, yeah, if somebody has problems mechanically, I understand that. But like, just in general, the Rev 7, oh, Mac, they are too cocky. You know what? I get the too cocky thing too. You know what? And it always hurts. It always hurts every time. Every time somebody calls me cocky. Every time somebody says, you need to humble yourself. I'm like, kick rocks. Tired of humbling myself. What? I'm not allowed to acknowledge success points. I know you're not talking about me, Mac. I'm just saying in general. I think I believe that this particular product that's coming out, I truly believe that this is not about cockiness. Okay, this is look. First off, I know the power dynamics of the company. Okay, I have intimate knowledge of power dynamics, and they're all operating within their ability to make things happen. I will say that. But the people that are in it, the people that are involved, I know that they are listening to the community. I know this for a fact. Some things, sometimes things are out of their hands because of powers that be. But I know for a fact that these people are listening. And I truly believe that over the next couple of years, we're going to see some great things come out of in music. I truly believe that. As long as they continue to listen to what people have to say. That's the key. That's the honest key. Anyway, all right, let's see about some questions here. Oh, Max says, let it be compatible with DJ. Is it compatible with the Rain 4 now? DJ? Is it? Can you use DJ in your Rain 4? Is there a native mapping from algorithm DJ? I'm actually asking and kind of knowing the answer, but I don't believe there is. I don't believe there is. So I would absolutely hope that, because there's not really, as far as like a lot of the things, the Rain 4 should port over nicely. I'm thinking if you did the Rain 4 and you did the Ref 7 port, if these ports exist, I know the Ref 7 does. If we can do that, then you should be able to take both of them and put them together, since the jogs are virtually the same. That's my guess. It's been over a year. Yeah, so Mac is over here cheerleading for him. Rah, rah, best ever. How can they be the best ever when there's a major product that they still haven't released patches for? And this is coming from a DJ lover. But the facts are the facts. I went over there to their forums. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days ago. I think it was when I was in Vegas. I went over to the forums to just kind of check out to see if they did some updates yet. Still waiting. Still waiting. Why do we need to wait so long? That's their only flaw. That is the largest flaw, Mac. This is like the flaw. That's like making an app for Android and it'd be amazing and you never come out with an Apple version. Like you're just legitimately throwing away money. Just throwing away money. Their biggest complaint is one of the biggest issues. That it really is. So I don't know what to feel about DJ, in all honesty. I don't feel bad for them because I think I think that they have a lot of loyal fans that every so often I go back to my comments and I get to read dickhead replies from people. I don't know what happened. I don't know when this changed. I don't know when the world changed, but it's very weird to me how you can say something. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at I don't know. I'm looking at a dress. All right. And the dress, depending on how you look at it and when you look at it, could be brown or it could be blue. I don't know when it happened, but when it went from, hey, you know, that dress, that blue dress, how it turned into, that's not blue, you effing idiot. What are you, stupid? It's brown. You're so dumb. I can't believe you're even alive. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. When did that happen? When did we turn into such assholes? Like legitimately. And I get, I mean, and this is, and it's not even the responses. It's the disrespect. I went back to see the video because I did that YouTube video about DJ, and I went back to the comment section, and I was just looking at how people responded to me. I'm not asking for people to be like, oh, that's Cleveland Terry, but respect another human being. Don't talk down to people. And there's a lot of talking down in the world right now. It's honestly, it's burning me out. People get mad because I don't reply to comments. I've just gotten tired of looking at all the crap. So, you know, I try to answer them. I feel like if you haven't noticed in any of my videos, my social media or whatever, I am more likely to reply in the beginning couple of days. All right. Beginning couple of days. I will reply then because I know that that's for people that actually want to either want the information, want my help, whatnot. Once the video picks up enough steam and then it's out to the world, everybody's assholes. They're all assholes after that. This is what I've experienced over the past I don't know, year or two when videos that I have go you know, semi-viral or whatever. That's what I've experienced. So I couldn't imagine just regular people when videos go viral, like how mean the world is. The world is mean now. But the funny thing about this mean world is nobody's mean to your face. Same people can talk trash anonymously and then see you in real life and be like, that Cleveland Terry, man. It's sad. It's sad. All right. All right. How is the business DJing for you lately? How is business DJing for you lately? Okay. So, Tommaso, what I would say is, I know when people either follow me on IG or don't follow me on IG. Or I'm not in your algorithm. And if I'm not in your algorithm, why is that? Like, come on, man, get on my algorithm, you know? So, yeah, my business, I just talked about this early on. My business is doing very, very well and very, very busy. And I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. Anyway, let's see here. Big keyboard energy. Statement says, Rain needs a new mixer. New mixer. Well, I think they need a new 72. I don't know that they need a new, I mean, the 70 is a great mixer. Do you ever get tired in the middle of your sets? That is a very good question. Do I get tired? Well, okay. No. I don't get physically tired. I mean, I've done doubles before where you're just like, I'm tired. But I think my tired manifests in different ways. So for me, when I get tired, I get very, very short tempered and I stop being friendly to people while I'm DJing. I just dig in, just to have enough energy to get through the night. So when people come up to me or somebody says something or whatever, somebody does something or somebody stupid is like, do that crap or change, all that BS. I will not hesitate to be like, don't do that. I had one on Sunday. I played a song. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't even a bad song. It was just a song that one girl didn't like. And this is me coming from like, you know, 4 straight days of work, traveling all the way from Vegas, like and just like trying to get back to do these parties. And just one girl. It was on Sunday. I was playing a song. Everybody was dancing. She didn't like the song. She turns around and goes, "Oh, get out of this song. Get out of this song." And I'm looking dead in her face. And she's continuing to look at me. And then I looked at her and I said, "Don't do that. That's rude. That's incredibly rude." And I just went back down to my stuff. That was a nice response from me. I've given some pretty. Sorry. If I'm reading the comments right as I'm talking, it's amazing to me. I don't know if people are just randomly coming in late, because there's a lot of things depending on who you talk to. Like, here we go. We got Barry Blends. What's going on, fam? Serato stays updating the software. But 20 minutes ago, I had people talking about how Serato was trash. We need to make up our minds. Are we mad at Serato or are we appreciative? Look, Serato effects have been trash for a long, long time. Okay? A long, long, long time. I, for one, am happy that Serato's at least improved something. Not just because, I mean, look, a lot of fixes have been minor bug fixes and a product release. A new controller, it's finally Serato compatible. So I, for one, am very happy that they came out with an actual update. I like Serato. It is fine. I use it since 5 years. It's fine. Look, you guys know I'm Serato guy. I am. I would love to be an algorithm DJ guy. I would love to be. No, that's it. I was gonna say Verizon. Virtual Verizon. Speaking of Verizon, Virtual DJ is a great app that I don't use, but I don't have any problems with it. But I do love Virtual DJ for what it is, just not for me. Let me just take care of this real quick. If my internet wants to work. You know what's really cool? What's really cool is having a iPhone. So on my desk here, I got plenty of adapters, right? This is a Ethernet to USB-C. So if I'm using my Mac, I can just run. I can just run it into the Mac, but I can also just plug it into my iPhone and get super fast internet too. Really impressive. Hold on. I just need to pay a bill that I forgot to pay. And I'm going to do it while I'm talking to you because that's how we work. Okay. All done. Anyway, let's see here. Uzi says, "Do you think our DJ culture is being watered down by everyone becoming a DJ?" Um, Good question, by the way. I don't think, look, everything's watered down now because everybody is everything now. We got people that have an iPhone, they're a videographer. You know, they got a higher camera. They're a documentarian. Like there's always something. Um. Yes, balance. There's an adapter for everything. In all honesty, for everything. Um. I think that the culture requires everybody to kind of be a DJ because it does a couple of things. One, if everybody's a DJ and nobody's a DJ, everybody's human, but there are more talented humans than others. There's faster humans, smarter humans, better looking humans, more athletic humans. They all exist. I don't think humans have saturated the market yet. I'm so tired of all these humans. I need a new species to fornicate with. No diddy. So what I'm saying here is that anybody can run, but Usain Bolt could run, right? Anybody can take a basketball and dribble, you know, but I was going to throw out a thing, but it pulls up too much debate. So I will say something like a Steph Curry with the dribble, you know, some people are just better than others, you know, Dallas, Boston, some people are better than others. So I don't really care that the market is watered down because all it takes is for you to show your quality, and it's gonna come out. You know, even the personality. And DJ Love was saying 2 DJs play the same set: the personality, the music arrangement, stage presence. I will always think that music trumps stage presence because I've seen plenty of boring ass DJs, and I can be boring myself. I'm not I'm not DJ Puffy. I'm not on the controller, you know, screaming and doing his thing, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. Okay, I'm never discrediting Puffy. I think he's one of the best performing DJs on the planet. I'm not that guy. You know, I'm not that guy. Never have been. You know, but I think it's great when people are. But I do think that there's people. I mean, Miles Medina is one of the best DJs on the planet. And no, see, that's what I'm saying. Miles Medina is one of the best DJs on the planet. He does not look all that interested, but the man is killing it. Everybody has their way of doing things, you know. Everybody, and bored is a relative term. I mean, that's really really subjective, you know, because some people just have resting bitch face, and it is what their face looks like. So, you know, I think it's a combination. It's a combination. Okay, let's see here. It's like everything else, not for everyone, but it's nice to see people try it and discover their unknown talent. I love people. I'm more impressed by when people try it and realize how difficult it is. That's the frosting on the cupcake. Because since everybody's a DJ, everybody thinks it's easy. Well, you're just pressing buttons, you're just playing a song. How hard can that be? I was DJing a party yesterday, grad party, and high school grad party. And they told us their numbers, and they're like, oh, it's mostly girls. There are some boys, whatever. You know, we start playing. The boys are the boys. They just kind of do their thing. They're outside golfing and doing all this stuff. Girls are dancing. So I go after the girls, and every song is just like screaming, 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 screaming. You know, 2 hours, just going. Anyway, I'm not thinking of anything, and I'm definitely not raising the roof and jumping on my controller and dancing around. I'm just DJing, right? The photographer's there, chaperones are there. Everybody's dancing and having a great time. Anyway, party ends, and this one of the chaperones walks up, and she's been there the whole time, and she's just like, she's talking to the MC. She's like, "Oh my God, you were really great. You really had great energy. You kept them up. Blah blah blah." Cool. By the way, having an MC alleviates the fact that you need to have energy as a DJ. Okay, that's your energy, the MC. So I always choose an MC. Then the lady comes up to me, and she says, "Oh my God, you are exactly where you need to be in life." I don't even need to say anything. If there were a compliment, the most perfect compliment in the world, it was that right there. That was the most perfect compliment I've ever heard. Supersedes, you were great. You were amazing. Oh, we had so much fun with you. You are exactly where you need to be. Doesn't get better than that. If somebody can see that from outside, you're where you need to be. Hey, how's it going? Oh, thank you for answering the door. You guys available on July 1st? Yeah, we're available. Do you have a brochure I can take a look at? Here you go. This all looks good. Can you send me out a contract? Here's your contract. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, see here. Just go ahead and sign it and send it in your deposit. Okay. Are you gonna sign it? If you need to take some time, go ahead. Just send it in when you're ready. All right, thank you. Hey, sorry I took a little while, but I'm finally ready to sign the contract. So if you can just send me. Yeah, we are no longer available for that date. You're not available? Sorry. Well, can you recommend another DJ? Okay, DJ Uzi says, I agree, but it's kind of hard to do when you're charging thousands and those so-called DJs will do it for 100. Hey man, I the only answer I have for you on that one is, you got to do what's right for you. And, I have a minimum to leave the house. And if somebody wants to, okay. First off, there's a couple of things that I'm going to say. And I'm not necessarily saying it has anything to do with you. Okay. This is just I'm generalizing for everybody out there. All right. If you are competing with $100 DJs, go away. If you are competing with $100 DJs and you are losing to them, that says more about you than it does about the customer. Customer doesn't know. They don't know the difference, okay? Every DJ is exactly the same until they're educated. So an uneducated customer is going to pay for what's the cheapest. I mean, it's rare, unless you're my wife, it's rare that somebody's like, oh, well, that's the most expensive. That must be the best, okay? Yes, you do get that with high-end clients, all right? You don't get that with cheap clients. So if you are literally competing with $100 DJs, you are in the wrong market, or you are not marketing and selling yourself effectively. And what do I mean by that? I mean, sometimes it's as simple as saying, this is how much I charge. Well, I can get that another DJ for 100. Then you should get that DJ then. Thank you. And walking away. And then they're like, well, hold on. Why is he walking away? What does that really mean? Does that mean that the other DJ is not as good? Or is he really good? Or, oh, wait, hold on. What do you mean by that? Oh, well, this is what I bring to the table. And this is why I charge what I charge. Is the other person doing that? Does the other person have Insurance. Let's start with the basics. The other person have insurance? They have a vehicle? Do they have an extensive catalog of music? Are they going to arrive 2 to 3 hours before? And by the way, John Smith, 50,000 songs. I don't really care if it's 50,000 songs, if it's 100,000 songs, or if it's 1,000 songs. As long as those 1,000 songs are the songs that people want to hear. That's it. That's it. That's what I want. Hey, please don't do that. Okay, open it up quietly. Wave to me. See what I'm doing. Hi. Okay, I'm doing my show. Shut my door. Shut my door. All the way. So rude. Summertime. Kids are getting out early. And and they want to talk to me. But I don't want to talk to them. They talk to me all the time. And I'm going to be spending a ridiculous amount of time with them over the next couple of weeks. She just got home though. She had half day. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So you have to do a better job of explaining. Look, I know for a fact that we have a couple things going for us. First off, one of the things that I know we're good at, and I will answer the other question. There was another question about what can you improve upon. One of the things I know I'm great at, and this is not cockiness. It's not cockiness. Okay. I don't need to humble myself. I think it's important that everybody out there knows their strengths and their weaknesses. I think that's exceptionally important for a couple of reasons. One, knowing your strengths and weaknesses means you're going to know what people to put into positions if you're expanding, if you're growing. Okay. So you have to know you have to know what you do well. That way, if you take on a partner, whatever, you can divvy up the responsibilities and they make sense. All right. So it's very, very important that you do that. One of my biggest things, obviously, this shouldn't be hard to see, is I can sell my ass off. Why is that? Well, I don't know. First off, I've never been afraid to tell somebody no. I've never been afraid to tell somebody we can't do that or we won't do that. I've always been very honest with people. So I'm technically like the worst salesman. All right. I'm the worst salesman because I don't tell people what I think they want to hear. I tell people the honesty. I tell people what's real and what isn't real. And then they decide. But that honesty, that integrity, I think goes a long way. I think it goes a long way. And people respect your honesty over. You ever been hired by a party planner? And most of the time, clients book us directly and the party planner comes in later. But you ever get hired by a party planner and then, you're on the phone with them or you're in a meeting with them and they're talking to the client or you get a schedule and you're looking at this, you're like, oh, hey, this isn't going to work and this isn't going to work and this isn't going to work. We need to move this. And they're like, that's what the client wants. That's what the client wants. And you say to them, well, I mean, I know that's what they want. That's what is on the schedule. But have you told them? Have you told them the ramifications of what happens here? Have you told them what could happen? And they're like, this is what the client wants. Anyway, so then you run into the client and you're in your meeting or whatever. And then they bring it up and you say, hey, you know what? I did want to talk to you about something. This one little thing right here, this thing that you've changed here. Well, if you want to do it that way, that's fine. We'll do it however you want. But it's been my experience that by doing it this way, this is probably going to happen. This next thing right here. And if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. But if you're not, I think we should just change it up a little bit to where blah, blah, blah. All right. Oh my God. I'm sorry. People are trying to find AirPods and iPhones. I'm hearing the beep. Anyway, so I have done the same thing the party planner did, but I was just honest with her or him. The yes man doesn't work in our business. The yes man just screws up the parties. When you get there and you're like, well, why would they do that? That's just, well, they didn't want to piss the client off. I will be the first to piss a client off. Respectfully. I'll be the first to say, this doesn't work. And if you do this, this is what's going to happen. And then they say, I don't care, do it anyway. You're like, okay. As long as you know that I know that we know how you feel. So then when it happens on the party, and then they're like, oh, well, hey, remember that conversation I had 3 days ago? Remember when I told you this was going to happen? Guess what? It happened. Can you believe it? It happened. You should follow your professional's advice. When a person calls and they're like, hey, what do I need? And what should I buy? I tell them, this is what you need. These are the things. I give them what they need. But I sell them what they want. So if they tell me I want all this and I say, oh, you don't really need all that. I don't care. I want that. Okay, cool. We have dancers on our events and we have a dancer per, certain number of people. And the party planner will call and say, I want like 8 dancers. I'm like, but you only have 100 people. You don't need 8 dancers. Well, this is what I want. Yeah, but it's overkill. You have more dancers than you have guests. That doesn't really make any sense. It's gonna feel weird. I talked to the client. I'm like, yeah, this is all you need for control. Oh, well, thank you for being honest with me. Why would I want to lie to you? And this is the thing that I always get annoyed with. Because a lot of DJs out there, I'm not saying it's you guys, but a lot of DJs out there like to lie to people. I'm like, I sit there and go, why would I lie to you? Look, we're DJs, okay? But we're trying to build our livelihoods here. We're trying to create longevity, right? So what does lying off one person, how does that help you in the future? How does doing anything that is detrimental going to help you in the future? So if I lie to you, right? Let's just say, I know weddings and stuff are a little different, but let's just say I'm doing a bar mitzvah, right? It's their first kid. They have 2 other kids. All right. And they come in there and they ask me blah, blah, blah. And I blow smoke and tell them all the things. And, oh, you need this and you need that. You need blah, blah, blah. And then you throw it out there, right? They end up paying, they pay $10,000, right? And then they get to their party and, maybe it's 100 people, 130 people, right? And then they're looking around. They're like, why did I buy all this stuff? I didn't need 2/3 of this stuff. Do you think that makes you look good or bad? Yeah, you made your money. You made that extra money on that party. But you know what you could have done? You could have made money on all 3 parties. And then you also could have made money when they tell all their friends how honest and how good you take care of them. So you want to sacrifice for the quick buck, or do you want to make real money? And that's how I look at things. It's never about this sell. This sell is nothing. This sells, yeah, it pays your overhead and pays your house and all that stuff, but that's not what we're trying to do here. I want people who call me back that are like, I trust you. I want people that call me over their party planners like, hey, so I'm thinking about doing this, but my party planner says I should do this. What do you think? And then I tell them the truth and they're like, yeah, that's what I thought too. I don't have friends I have clients, and all my clients I respect. They're all my client friends, but party planners, I'm not out for party planners. Yes, I have party planners that book us directly. That's essentially a client. But like if if a client books me directly and then you come on a month before and start trying to dictate what I do and what I don't do and all this stuff, kick rocks. Kick rocks. I can't tell you how many times a client has one seen us at events, right? Talk to me personally at an event. I love what you do, blah blah blah, right? They call me when it's time for their event. They book me directly. Everything, client portal, all that stuff. A month or two before the event, right? Questionnaires are going out automatically. A month or two. Hey, I'm the party planner on this event. From now on, you direct all correspondence through me. You don't need to talk to the client anymore. You talk directly to me. No. 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 I don't work for you. We both have a job to make the client happy. Yes, but I don't work for you. I work for the client. And until you pay my bill, I don't work for you. Now, I'm going to talk to my client because you never ask the right questions to my clients. I'm going to talk to my client because we have a relationship and you're not just going to just dissect my relationship. I'm going to talk to my client because they need to know what can happen on their parties. Because party planners don't care about flow. They care about prettiness. And most of them, I'm not saying all of them, I'm generalizing right now. They don't care about flow. They don't care about what's important for the party. They just care how it looks and that you do what they say. It's not my job. We have a partnership, you and I. You and I, party planner. We're both in it to do good work for the client, not just you. And that's how I look at it. So if a party planner coordinator is going against what I know is good for the party planner is getting thrown under the bus. I will 100% either disregard what they're saying or walk up to a client and be like, look, this is going to happen. I need to change this or your party's going to end an hour early. What do you want to do? So, this right here, this is number one. This one, number one. I've noticed some photographers and videographers like to rush formalities to leave as early as possible. It's not just the videographers and the photographers. It's the wait staff. It's the food service. It's the venue. Everybody wants to get their stuff done so they can let go of people. Because the longer wait staff has to be there, dessert, let's say the party is from, 7 to 12, right? 7 o'clock cocktail, 8 to 12 party. The venue wants dessert to come out at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So then by 10 o'clock, they're all cleaned out. They can send people home. No problem. All the time, but that's not good for a party. That is absolutely not good for a party. The more stuff you front load, the more people are likely going to leave at the end of the party. Yes, as DJs, we're talented enough to kind of keep them out there for as long as possible. But the reality is nobody dances for 3 hours plus straight. Nobody does that. Okay. So yes, you'll have anomalies where you might get a party where it's just like amazing. Or again, you got a crowd that's 300-400 people. The formalities don't matter then. It's like a nightclub. People go off the floor, people come back on the floor. It is what it is. But in general, you got your standard 120 to 150 person party. Nobody's dancing for 3 hours. Nobody. So when you front load all this stuff, because there's this new contingent of people, okay? This new generation of people. And I'm not even talking about like 17-year-olds. I'm talking about like 30-year-olds, the ones that are getting married right now, this new generation that all feel like I don't want to start and stop. That ruins the party. Start and stop ruins the party. I just want to get everything done and then just dance the night away. Okay? These are the people we need to re-educate. These are the people. These are the people because what happens is every generation, a whole new group comes out and they all have their own ideologies and, and feelings on things. And it's our job to educate them, but not educate them like old men and women, right? Oh, this is how we like to do it. And, back in my day, they don't want to hear that. Okay. They think that they have found the cure for whatever and they know what's best. So you have to educate them, and flip it on them. I want to. Okay. All right. Let's go. I'll go back to that one real quick. Ruben, I don't. Okay. All right. Look, first of all, don't give me 20 years. We don't need to know how long you've been doing it. Okay. That doesn't actually say anything because I've known a lot of bad DJs and bad people that have worked somewhere for 20 years. It doesn't say anything. Okay. I did not say that people don't stay and dance to the end of the night. I didn't say that. I said that your party, all right, because there's a difference, all right. Let's say, for instance, I had one just this weekend, right? There was like 60 people and it was cold. People wanted to leave. And I'm like, look, I got to keep these people dancing because the moment they stop dancing, they're going to be out. They're absolutely going to be out. So there's no more breaks. Okay. That's a judgment call. You see what's going on in there. You know what's going on. But in general, your party's not ending early, but that's not what people are asking for. People want it to be rocking the whole time. Okay. And that rocking part is something that you have to be careful with because you can absolutely burn people out where they're just like, it's simple. It's simple math. Okay. People were there at the service. They were there at cocktail. They were drinking. They were at the party. They had dinner. They danced a little bit. They had some drinks. They had dessert. They watched the video montage. After that, the people that are staying are the people that absolutely want to be there. But do not tell me that if there was a party of, 200 people, that all of them stayed to the end of the night. I don't believe you. Okay. That's just not how history has proven itself. Yes, you can have the majority of people or a good amount of people that stay there. I didn't say that. I didn't say the party was ending. But when people want, I want everybody to dance all night. Okay. Everybody, they're saying everybody. They're not saying, well, by the time we hit 11, we started out with 200. Now we have 120 people because 80 of them left, which is 100% facts. Okay. People will leave the parties. So I'm saying that the better your schedule is, the better your flow is, the more likely you are going to retain the majority of people. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Sometimes I got to break it down a little more so people understand, but that's what I'm saying. That is the realistic reality of it all. I've never seen. Oh, well, Ruben, you're better than me then. Okay. That's all I can say. I don't want to argue with you because I mean, you've done your thing and I've done my thing, but it is my experience that, that everybody doesn't stay. And I've never said mass exodus. Please don't put words in my mouth that I don't say. Okay. It is not what I said. It doesn't have to be a mass exodus. It has to be, hey, you know what? After dinner, 10 people left. And then during a dance set, 10 more people left. And then after dessert, 10 more people left. After the speeches, another 10 people left. And then by the time there's an hour left, you have lost people. And destination weddings are not the same. They don't have anywhere to go. They're going to be there. They're stuck there. Okay. They don't have to get up and go to work the next day, or their kids have daycare, or they have church in the morning. Like, this is way different. Absolutely different. Um, so yeah, and a boat party. The boat parties are the best. You're like, you can't go anywhere no matter what. You're stuck with me. That's it. You're stuck. um no, Ed, we can all get along. The issue becomes that we won't go there. uh 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 anyway let's see here. Some people leave the party because they work the next day or because the last train. Yeah, there's lots of reasons. Okay, that's all I'm saying. There's lots of reasons, and when I'm talking to people, I'm just telling stories. And again, I have to fill up a lot of dead nothingness. It's just me here, so when I do that, sometimes, especially the amount of information that I'm throwing out there, sometimes it comes off where people misinterpret it, so, or they take, a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is directed at Ruben, but a lot of people just listen for certain things and then they go off of that. I try to listen to everything. I don't always, but it is just the way it is. I have no animosity or anything like that. I'm just, being where I am and what I do, this is what I know. I can post a video that's an hour long, literally breaking down every single detail of whatever I was saying. I post it. Somebody's going to ask a question from something that I absolutely answered. Or I can cut it down for Instagram. And I know that when I cut it down, people are going to take one thing that I say, one little statement, one couple of words, and they're going to use it against me because they weren't there to watch the whole show in context. And I got to get it out. You can only do a minute or so before people don't want to watch the video anymore. So I know that's a part of it, But the one thing that I don't like in general is when people tell me I say things that I don't say because they interpreted it incorrectly. That's my only thing. I just don't think front loading per se affects it as much as people personally needs the way you describe it. I'm describing it how I describe it, Ruben. I don't know what to tell you. I look, first off, okay, we'll just say this. I don't know where you are. I don't know what kind of parties you're doing. I don't know the situation. I'm talking from my own experience. Okay. And again, you've been doing it for 20 plus years. So have I. So that's why I'm saying we don't need to say years. Everybody in here has been doing it for a long time. Okay. It doesn't matter. But certain areas matter. Certain things are important. And I don't just do weddings. I do bar mitzvahs. I do corporate. And I've done plenty of corporate where there's like, we're eating in the beginning, then we're dancing for 3 hours. Yes. And I've rocked them and they've been there the whole time. Okay. Corporate though. It's different. I do bar and bat mitzvahs. Bar and bat mitzvahs are way harder than doing a wedding. Weddings are, in all honesty, and I don't mean to dismiss anything that you guys do out there, but weddings are like a vacation for me. Weddings are so easy. They're just, you have so many genres of music that you can play. You have so many places to go. And people are just accepting and drunk, and they will stay with you if you mess up, if you play the wrong songs or whatever. Like they're gonna stay with you. All right, those are weddings. People are happy. All right, bar mitzvahs are not like that. Bar mitzvahs, you have two genres, not genres, but you have two generations. You have 13-year-olds to say 16, 17. And then you have like 35-year-olds to like 60. That's it. Those are the two. Now, make it work. All right? It is and then not only make it work, keep everybody on the dance floor. Keep the 13-year-olds, the 13-year-old bar mitzvah boys that want to hear, trap and SoundCloud, and keep these 40-year-olds and 45-year-olds dancing at the same time. Trust me, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Quinceañeras are hard too. Weddings are not hard. There's nothing that anybody's going to tell me. Weddings are not hard. The only time I've had a difficult wedding, and somebody mentioned it in the comments, still got the stupid text on. The only problems I've ever had is when Bridezilla's there. And she's like, I mean, I had a party. We were doing this for this super high-end, what do they call it? What do they call plastic surgeon? It was like scalpel guy. Plastic surgeon was marrying his wife. She knew exactly what she wanted. Okay. And she did not want you to deviate from the plan. And so I'm DJing and I'm playing her stuff. And meanwhile, nobody's dancing. Nobody likes her music. And they're coming up to me. Hey, can you play this? Can you play that? Can you do this? Can you do that? No, I can't. We tried to start playing some, play a little bit more to get people up. Crowd comes to the floor. Crowd is coming. They're all on the floor. They're all dancing. She comes up. I need you to go back to my music. Oh, okay. That's fine. But, the people are really feeling this. Maybe we can play this for a little while longer, then go back to your music. No, I want you to go back right now. And that was it. And I went back to playing her music, and I was Spotify DJ. So yeah, that's the only time when people are. I mean, look, perfect example. My wedding I had last week, not 2 weeks ago, I guess 2 Sundays ago. Their list was all alternative rock, but the people they invited were not alternative rock people. So I had to tiptoe around her request, and she gave me so many songs, 278 songs. And I'm like, I don't care who you are. I'm not, no. Now, since you gave me 278, I'm going to pick the ones that I want to play out of this list. So, yeah, needless to say. But the crowd stayed on the floor. It was 45 degrees outside and no heat lamps and a cross breeze. And that's why I'm like, we just got to keep dancing them or they're going to stop, So while we're dancing, she's over on the side, kind of just like whatever. And I'm like walking. I'm like, so you sure everything's good? Like, just want to make sure, and I explained, I'm like, I had to play these stuff to kind of keep everybody in the dance floor. It's really cold outside. She's like, nope, it's fine. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'm like, okay, cool. Also, somebody just mentioned the thing about the customer always being right. Okay. That's actually not the entire phrase. I'll have to find it real quick, but I'll get that phrase. But here's the thing. The customer is not always right. That's not even our job to make sure the customer is right. Our job is to make sure the customer has the right party, a successful event that they want. That's our job. You hire a DJ to DJ. And if they handicap you, it's your job as a DJ to tell them. Again, remember this. I always tell a client, this is what's going to happen on your party. Or this is what I foresee happening. And I say, if you're okay with that, knowing that's going to happen, I'm okay playing the music. But I just don't want any confusion at the end of the night where you're like, oh, the party wasn't that good. Well, why wasn't it good? I don't know. You weren't that good. I played only the music you asked for. They didn't like it. I told you that was going to happen. I told you not to have dessert during cocktail. And now people have nothing to do. And now people are leaving. So and my job is just to make sure my job is to have great parties. That's it. Customer is not always right. Hold on. I still have not updated my overhead camera, so I don't have my overhead right now. Let's see here. Oh, look at all these text messages. Okay. Let's see. Full saying for client is not always right. I'm trying to see here. Anyway, as I'm looking for that, customer is always right. Okay, here we go. The full quote. All right. Come on. All right, here we go. Full quote for the customer is always right. The full quote is right or wrong, the customer is always right. Now, that's what we're saying here. We're saying that the customer is allowed to think they're right. You're not going to do anything to, try to ruin the sale. You can do everything in your power to not ruin the sale. But the bottom line here is right or wrong. Right or wrong. And a lot of times, wrong. And we just deal with it. But I am, these people that tell me, oh, well, you know what? The customer, it's always, and I'm like, my job is to satisfy my contractual obligations. When it's all said and done, that is my main job, to satisfy my contractual obligations. Nothing more, nothing less. So I have a client right now, that is complaining about an event that we did. Now, I'm going to give you the gist of what it is that happened. Okay. I still have to reply to this email, but I'm going to give you the gist. I'm not going to mention any names. So we had an event. They had already told us they wanted to be super low key. They don't really want it to be danceable. They just, it was a specific type of event. So it's kind of going to be low key. Okay. So the party, as we sent them their questionnaires, their normal questionnaires, and it says, the party goes from 6 o'clock, that's 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is their questionnaire. We don't fill them out. They fill them out. Okay. Got it. 6 to 10. We send our DJ there. He arrives at like 4:15. It's at a hotel. So he's got to get all the stuff in and bring it in. It becomes a lot, right? It's one person. So, but he's there at 4:15. Party doesn't start until 6 o'clock. Gets everything set up. Music's playing by 5:53. So let's stop there for a minute. Client's email response says, well, first off, he didn't get there until 4:30. You told us he'd be there at 4. So let's just talk about that for a second. One thing, you're only, and this is one of those things when I get party planners are like, you're supposed to be here by now. Our contract, our real contract, okay? The contract that people sign, all right, only says we will be set up and music playing by the time your event starts. That's it. That's it. This whole, you should have been here 2 hours before, you should have been here 4 hours before, that has nothing to do with our contracts. And if anybody wanted to take that to the courts and be like, hey, he said he was going to be here, they're going to say, what does the contract say that you signed? You signed it, he signed it. It says they're going to do the event from 6 to 10. Okay, then. So they fulfilled their contract. No problem. All right. So the fact that anybody ever tells you, I had a party planner just recently, the wedding we did. I was coming back from Utah on my event. I talked to the party planner before I left you for Utah. And anyway, we talked about the party and whatever. So on his schedule, he decides, even though the service is not until I want to say 5:00. No, 5:30. He decides that the services that my arrival time is going to be 2 p.m. I didn't agree to 2 p.m. There's nothing in writing that says I agreed to 2 p.m. So you just made up a number, and I don't work for you again. So I'm getting Facebook messages and Instagram DMs. By the way, doesn't actually email us until 2:45. Meanwhile, I was going to be there at 3:00. It was like 3 minutes away from my house. I knew exactly where the venue is. I'm like, I got to just take a break for a minute. So anyway, at 3:00, I'm driving. I'm looking at an email. Your DJ was supposed to be here almost 3 hours ago, and he's not here. The wedding's going to start, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, and exclamation marks. And I said, I'm on my way, and there's no need for exclamation points. Anyway, I get there, and random dude, not party planner, one of his assistants comes up and is like, hey, so you were supposed to be here too. And I said, no, I wasn't. I'm literally just bringing gear on, like walking. Like, no, I wasn't. I'm walking. Well, yeah, well, it said it in our things. You're supposed to be here too. Like, I never agreed to that. So then he goes, and I'm just setting up. So he goes and tells the party planner. Guy comes over. Wait, what happened? Nothing happened. Well, you're supposed to be here too. I don't know why you keep saying that. I never agreed to that. I will be set up. Well, but we thought you were going to be here too. I don't know what to tell you, but I know right now you're wasting my time and I'm trying to get stuff set up. Doesn't matter where my event was, Steve. That's too much information. I can't have this come back around. Anyway, everything was set up properly. Everything was set up before anybody arrived, and everything was good. So contractually, I've done nothing wrong. Now, yeah, of course, if I'm able to, I'll try to get there earlier, but that's like, okay, that's like, which has happened before. We typically arrive 2 hours before our events, but certain venues don't. That is not in their contract. Certain venues will open up, an hour before, sometimes even a little less. It's for you to get in. So I've had several, DJs and MCs and stuff call me up like, hey, there's nobody here. Oh, well, they're supposed to be there. I guess they're going to be there, an hour before. Well, why are we here so early? To make sure that you're on time. Just like my contract with the client, my contract with my employees. You're going to arrive early. Therefore, I know for a fact that you're going to be there. So, but I can't turn around and call the business on Monday and be like, hey, I just want to let you know that we were here 2 hours before and you weren't open and my people had to wait for you to get there. No, Steve, I'm not saying a damn thing. It was in the United States of America. That's all you get. And why do you want to know so badly? No. So if I call this client, if I call this restaurant or venue and I tell them that, they're going to laugh and say, kick rocks. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care that you got here 2 hours before. We get here an hour before. Get over it. Deal with it. That's it. Get over it. Deal with it. Your contract is the only thing, in all honesty, your contract is the only thing that protects you. A lot of people give really, really vague and ambiguous, and it's okay to have slightly ambiguous parts of your contract. We have them on our own. Okay. So for instance, uh, let's say one of our packages used to have like 4 by 8 foot stages. Okay. And in some cases, we couldn't, they wouldn't fit in a venue, or we run out of them or whatever, you know? So in our contract, the stages used to say stages, and then right next to it, it says space allowing. Space allowing. Now, the reason why I had to put space allowing on there is because people would literally walk in and it was not Utah, Steve. It was not Utah. People would walk in and be like, oh, well, where are the stages? Well, there's no room. I don't care. Make room. And then they're like cutting into half their dance floor. Or for instance, like our lighting trusses, it used to say, 6 independent lights and this. And I would detail exactly what they were getting. It actually would backfire. It's more important to say, you're getting this style of light. And then I would say something like, or suitable, comparable product. Okay. And those 2 little lines right there, those 2 little lines, are the difference between somebody trying to demand money back and somebody that has no leg to stand on. Because I've had party planners like, well, you didn't bring the stages. And then they look at the contract, they're like, oh, space allowing. You're right. There wasn't enough room. Okay. Never mind. Or it said here I was getting trusses. Where are the trusses? And I'm like, well, it says trusses or comparable. All I have to do is provide whatever the trusses do, not the trusses. Okay. It's just protection for yourself. That's all. I'm not trying to spend anything or get one over on the client. It's just more about protecting ourselves, especially when you're a multi-op. And sometimes you just run out of equipment. You got so many parties. Last week, from Thursday to Sunday, we had 15 bar mitzvahs. 15. Sometimes you just run out of gear, so you got to give them something different. As long as it's comparable, then you're fine. But if you tell them, I'm providing you with this, and this, and you don't provide them, contractually, you are at risk. You're at risk. You're setting yourself up contractually. So, tell them, I bring a professional DJ sound system. You can even say high end. I never loved the term high end sound system. Like, okay, that's what I'm paying for. I love the ones that say, high end Italian speakers. I'm not hating on anybody. You do whatever you got to do to sell, but I just think that's corny as hell. because the customer, not corny for what it is that you own, but corny from an informational standpoint. I just don't think customers give a shit about your high-end Italian system. That it doesn't tell them anything. High-end Italian. Ooh, well then I definitely want to book you. Italian speakers. And no one ever stops to say, are Italian speakers any good? It's not like you're buying a Ferrari, So, yeah. And there's people that will say, they have different tiers, and it's like first tier sound system, second tier high-end sound system. Why can't they all be high-end, just different sizes? You know what I mean? Like, why do they have to? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't bring systems, for quality. All my systems are quality. They're just certain ones that are only good for a certain amount of people. And then some are better for larger amounts of people. They're all still high end. I mean, for God's sakes, if you spend, $2,000 per side on a speaker system, I don't care what anybody says, that's high end, because the average person ain't paying that for their DJ equipment. If you go into somebody's house, that's not what their surround sound TV system costs. They probably got a Yamaha system in a box for $500-600. Comes with everything. Yeah. And it says I say speakers for 200, etc. Yeah. And if it's written the right way, you don't even have to say that. I have all my packages just say certain things. Because we have dancers, because we do bar mitzvahs, so we have dancers, MC, DJ, and so my packages say on there, this package, period, is good for 100 or under, obviously, but 100 to 130 people. Next package, 130 to 180. Next package, 175 to 200. That's it. Nobody expects that the party's 200. You're going to bring some little ass speaker. Nobody expects that. People expect just what they need, in their minds. Ask software suggestions for running graphic display panels and tips on using them. Wait a minute. What do you mean graphic display panels? We're talking about LED walls? Because I don't know. You mean clarify before I answer that. Yeah, exactly, Ed. They don't know what you plan to bring. Exactly. Yeah, and they shouldn't. They absolutely shouldn't know. Yes, I do get on occasion, what are you, I had this on Sunday. Well, what are you bringing? How many speakers are you bringing? Because they thought that I was going to bring some bullshit, and to be fair, their surround sound system in their backyard, to be fair, was actually really good. Like, we probably could have plugged into them and been just fine. But it was 100 people in a smaller backyard. I brought the LD 28s, G3s. And those are high end. They're small, but they are high end. And they worked perfectly for the party. Yeah, so it depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, for my LED wall, yes, I use Resolume. That's the standard is Resolume. It's Resolume, the one for personal use. Oh, that's right. They don't actually call it Resolume. They call it something stupid. It's either, I think it's either Avenue or Alley. I think it's Avenue. As soon as it pops up. I'm totally ready to get all this stuff off my drive. Yeah, Avenue. I don't have my secondary system. So that can be a problem. I have had this thing off for a week now. Let's plug it in real quick and see if it works. And then let's see here. Do I have a call at 1 o'clock? I'm leaving anyway because I'm starving. Uh, 1:30, 2:30. Oh, I got to cancel Andrew. Anyway, I got to go to my kid's graduation, so I need to eat and stuff and be ready to go. I think it's at 6 though. I think it's 6 to 9. All right, let's find this plug real quick and see if this guy will work again. So hold on 1 second while I find that plug. What should I do? I am really excited about moving forward with our party. Yeah, I'm excited too. It should be a really good party. Just got a couple more questions before I sign the contract. So if you don't mind, let me just get out my questions here. One, what kind of lighting do you use? Specifically, do you use Chauvet? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Chauvet lights, but I have a lot of other ones. There's a lot of good companies out there. Okay. Do you use RCF speakers? No, I use JBL and QSC, depending on the size of your party, but they're all good speakers. Last question, the most important question I have. Do you mix in key? Do I mix in key? Well, I mean, I've been DJing. I was at a party once and the DJ played a transition that was completely out of key. I could not unhear it, ruined my whole night. Can I see your Serato mixed in key playlist, please? Interesting. I can't I can't find yes, Philip is correct. That's what I'm saying. For the most part, people only need Avenue. Because your system, your graphics box can also do specific mappings. You know, so I can't find my plug. I was going to show you guys what it looks like. That's the problem with them screw-in types that all look like this. You just you run out of them. Not run out of them, but because they all work, you just tend to do that. So hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find it. Aha, found it. Okay. Found it. I got my wires tied in so well, and I never touched the wiring that I didn't see it. But I found it now. All right, let's see if I can get this to work. All right, turn it on. I'm hoping that it was just maybe overheating a little bit, and it's gonna come back and be perfect. But we're gonna see once it starts up. Yep. Okay. All right. Looks like it's good. I don't know if this is gonna work properly. Hold on a minute. Here, I know you can hear me. Okay. Properties. Click on. Okay. Sorry, gotta find the card real quick. Where are you, card? Overhead. Doo-doo-doo. Come on, Phil World. All right, it's got to be something simple. USB to USB, power to power. It might have officially died. Okay. Let's see if this ATEM will work. Ah, cord's too big. I'm on a mission. Hold on. I'm on a mission. I promise you this will be the last time. If I can't get it to work now, we're not doing it. All right, guys, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Cleveland Terry. I wanted to just do a quick video about this new unit. It's not out yet. It doesn't come out until
July 31st, it hits market. I have pre-order it pretty soon, though.
All right, so this is Tim. This is the man, runs this thing. They came out with an amazing product. I haven't tested it yet, but based upon what I'm seeing, this is one of those to beat.
It's a game changer.
Moving platters. It's $700.
What's up, everybody? How we doing today?
This is gonna sell like hotcakes. So I'm gonna do a review, but tell me just real quickly, like, what made you guys decide to do something like this?
the history of DJing is vinyl, right?
Yeah.
And motorized jog wheels is the best we can get right now, in terms of replicating that with a digital controller.
Right.
So the Impulse T7 is our shot at the motorized DJ controller market, and the largest, most premium controller we've ever made.
Okay.
And we're pricing it just like we price everything else in the Hercules lineup.
Super aggressive.
Competitively.
Yeah.
Let's call it competitively.
I call it aggressive. He calls it competitively. Fine.
We're targeting both, obviously, beginner DJs
Right.
who want to upgrade to a motorized platters,
Right.
or working DJs who want something small, want something portable,
Yeah.
want something that works with Strato Pro.
It has XLR outs. Very important for a professional DJ that you have that. I'm impressed so far, though.
You'll see more of the T7 real soon.
All right, guys, follow my YouTube because you know we're going to do this review very, very soon. All right, see ya.
Okay. I can't find the plug for this. So I guess that's not going to happen because I can't find the plug. None of the plugs fit properly. They're all slightly too big. So, sorry guys. See if I can get Phil World to come up one more time, but doesn't look like it's in the cards. I think my Phil World is officially dead. Dead. Probably good that I didn't do a review on them. All right, let's see if it opens up again. Activate. Hey, there we go. Okay. All right. So this is Resolume Avenue. All right. For most people, this is going to be more than enough because I can take, imagine it's like Photoshop or even like a Final Cut, or and you're doing like overlays if you're used to that. So each one of these represents a layer. Okay. And if you were to just go up, straight, and down, this would be a layer. And then this would be obviously a different column, layers, and so on. So I can do something like run a light show. And I don't have the controller on me, so it's probably not on 100%. There we go. Sorry. Okay. So deactivate them. And it is way too big. So what we'll do is we'll move it over real quick just so you can see what it looks like. Okay. No, I did not want that. I want the other one. Come on. Get off my screen. Full screen. Let's disable it real quick. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, hold on. I know what's going on. Where's my stupid layout? I always forget where this is. They keep changing things over. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so play two. All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. All right, so I know you can't see my computer right now, but this is a layer, and then I can drop down, and I'll just cut this out real quick. I don't have my mixer, so I'm doing everything by hand. But then I can go and I can just change everything. Go to this one. This was the logo that we had made. So this was like the main wallpaper. But I can do whatever I want. Like so. Now, because I've set all these up and went in and did some green screening and all that stuff, you know, I have of stuff that I can mess with. Let me turn off this guy. And let me turn off this guy. You know, but different types of lights. Got some old school dance move videos. Her theme was hearts. So obviously, you know why I'm on hearts. Anyway, so lots of options. Anyway, what is this one? Oh, that's the montage. We do not need the montage on here right now. Anyway, so you know these are your options, but it's like I said, it's literally like Photoshop or something like that, where you just have layers and you're trying to just keep your layers together a certain way, and it works. What's up, DJ Kenny in the house? Yeah, arrange button. I know sometimes it's just everything's getting smaller in my eyeballs now. Philip. Things used to, and to be fair, they did change where they used to have things. It used to be much easier to get to the arrange window, versus now. And I'm getting older, so I don't see things like I used to. Anyway, it is what it is. Sorry, I'm getting old. I'm an old man now. But my field world works for now. Okay. So, but like I was saying real quick, sorry. Even on here, let's just go back to mirroring real quick. Do the main display. I wonder if we can window both of them and see both. I'd have to create another thing. Okay, fine. See, I'm so used to screen mirroring that's literally where, oh, this is not good because I can't see this one. I can't see what this says up here. Anybody see where it says screen mirroring? Because I can't see it. Hold on. My screen's not big enough. Whoopig in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you, man. Let me make this a little bigger so I can... that's better. Okay. Enter mirror. Okay. All right. Back to this. So as I was saying before, even though you're only seeing a small portion, but I can fix that, I think. Oh, preview. I don't have my fader up, and I don't have the faders, but any of these things right here, like this is your transport. This is for the actual loop itself. The speed at which it moves. But you can go down here. You can change the opacity. You can shrink that down so where you can see things underneath it, because anything that's on layers will run. There's your width where I can make it smaller and it will shrink down, but I don't want to do that. You can put exactly where you want it to go, and that's where I think this is where a lot of people were like, well, what if I want to have like, a logo here, like maybe like right here in the corner, like where Cleveland Terry is, and then I want to have like another picture here. Well, just like in Photoshop, you can kind of dictate where, and same with Final Cut and Adobe, any of those, you can dictate the XY coordinates. Yeah, you can dictate those. So in essence, because remember, it's just a stage. Okay. So you don't even have to go into like projection mapping just for regular LED walls, because that's what the Novastar LED processor is for. It's to take whatever your panels are and make them into one. But you can still do like the one picture. You can do picture in picture where it takes, bits and pieces and puts it where it wants to go. And then you can get into like serious projection mapping, which typically speaking, on projection mappings, you do need to have multiple cards to make that work. We have the one card per LED wall, so we're not doing all that. But, that option is there. But I'm a fan of it. And then once it's all set up, you can always go back to it. I can go in here and I can save this as its own composition, and then open up another one that's more generic. Let's say, for instance, I have one that's for, a girl's mitzvah, a boy's, a corporate, a generic wedding. I can have that as kind of like my starting point, and then I can just add on from there. So big fan. Unnecessary. I mean, it's like $300 for Avenue, and then it's like another. I think it's another 300 for like the pixel mapping type thing, somewhere around there. But it's good. There aren't too many that are doing it. I know people that use Resolume for video DJing too. I think that's overkill. Yeah. So enjoy. And there are trials, although the trials of Resolume are very frustrating because every I want to say 30 seconds, there's this robotic voice. It's like Resolume trial. And then it's a big ass sign on top of the screen. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the robot voice. Yeah, I learned something that was weird. That there is right up here. There is a click track. You see right here where it said the BPM. Shut my door, please. Shut my door, please. Yeah, I can't just get through my show. Sorry. You see where this BPM here is? And it says 135 beats per minute. Well, once you click on that resync or whatever, you hear that noise? I'm not quite sure why it requires a noise that I can't mute. I can't find a way to mute the noise. So during my event last time, every time I would go to the video, it would make that noise, but it would come through because I had the montage coming out of Resolume. As you can see, it's right up here, right here. This is the montage, like so. But I had the BPM because I was hoping to try to sync it. I'm not trying to get demonetized. I was trying to sync it, and with the normal things, I didn't even realize that this was coming through. So I'm sure it's somewhere. I'm sure I'll look for it. Because let's see, let's go into settings and see if it's in here. It looks so damn bright. Dark, I should say. Yeah, I personally could not find it when I was rushing to kind of try to find it. I'm not sure where it is. If you guys know, let me know. Anyway. So I just turned it off, to make a long story short. All right. I don't know. Are there any questions that, and I'll just Google it. I'll find it. Are there any questions, more DJ questions that I may have missed? You got like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to have to go. 5 minutes, they say. By the way, if you guys aren't following DJ Whoopig, follow DJ Whoopig. It's especially for like big, massive production things. The man is just, he had an idea and he made it happen. That's it. I think I want to start doing large scale production events. And that was it. And he did it. I love stories like that because I think that, in general, a lot of people tend to think that there's this weird ceiling over them. Oh, there's no way I could do that. I can't do that. It requires this and requires that. Well, yes, it does, but don't just say you can't do it. There's always ways. There's, in general, not everything, but in general, there are only a very few select types of jobs that you as a human being are incapable of doing. Okay. Maybe it requires just like too much, education or, understand. It's usually always linked to education. Well, I know that, Philip. I can definitely turn off that. Hold on. You said next to it. Let me see. See? Just found out right there. You shut it up. Now, here's the funny thing, Philip. Try that in the middle of the montage starting, and you have 4 seconds to figure out what the hell's going on. You won't see that little icon. I wish that they did have on here, which I don't think they do. They don't have hold on, show. They don't have tooltips. I wish they had tooltips. Yeah. Because then it would be a lot easier for me to just hold thing over and not figure out what it is, but it wasn't. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people, they just say, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Everything that we've done, we were like, it can probably be done. We can probably do this. We can probably do that. And then you just do it. You understand what I'm saying? Like if a human being, for the most part, can do it, you can do it. Now, it's possible that it's not at the same level. I was just talking about, you can run, but Usain Bolt actually is a runner. Like there is a difference in skill sets, but everybody started somewhere. So if you want to do something, you just got to do the research. You just got to do the work. That's it. But people don't want to do the work. People talk themselves out of opportunities that are there. Now, there's a difference because I know, see, this is where the sound bites come in because I'll sit there and be like, oh yeah, well, if take the opportunity if it's there. And then somebody will sit, I'll get another email or message like, hey, so I just got booked to do a bar mitzvah. I've never done one before. Next week. What do I need? Okay, that's different. But if you have time, if you're like, you know what, I want to start doing more Latin weddings, right? Well, you're going to need to be able to know what music they're listening to and improve your catalog of Latin music, because it's not just I play Suavemente and everybody loves it. Like that's not the song. They don't care about Suavemente. That's the Macarena. That's celebration for Latin people. But there's still a place for it. But you got to know all the genres. You got to know all the genres. You don't have to speak Spanish. You know, that's, but you have to understand what the music does and what it says to you. There's tons of music that I listen to. I mean, there's a couple of guys like, Karim Ouellet, who's a French guy. He's like a French hip hop guy. I don't know anything he's saying, but I love his music. You know, I don't speak Spanish, but I can tell when, you know, Peso Pluma, how it impacts people. You know, I could see how Bad Bunny impacts people. I can see how Karol G impacts people. And now it's about breaking it down. Okay, what are we doing here? Are we doing merengue? Are we doing salsa? Are we doing reggaeton? You know, there's, you know, are we doing bachata? Like it's understanding those pieces, because Latin music, people want to put it all in one little box. Latin music, Suavemente, Danza Kuduro, Bad Bunny. And that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Not even. You know, there's so much music out there. And depending on the type of Latin person you have, can dictate what it is you're playing. And that's the difference. Are you using IEMs, which are translations, in-ear monitors? What's the easiest way to make the transition? Use them. Sorry. Yeah. You just got to use them. For the longest time. And look, they're not all created equal. That's the one thing I will say. Everybody wants to try to, you know, get down on Ultimate ears because they're expensive. Yes, they are, but they're also a very good in-ear. Are there other companies doing in-ears? Yes. Do I prefer those? I have no reason to leave those in-ears. They are wonderful. They feel great in my ears. Mine have the little hole in it, which allows for airflow, which means I can get outside noise. Very small, but it's there. So I can have a conversation or talk to somebody or hear the music playing, because that's always the key. The issue that I used to face or suffer with is if you're using, like, you know, off the shelf, or, you know, the complete tips, foam tips that go in your ear and then they seal your ear shut and it's like dead silent. You know, that can feel isolating. But once you get a better in-ear, and that's what I'm saying, Tommaso, you're saying I don't like in-ears at all. Sorry. You just haven't. Yeah, that is very possible. Okay. But a lot of times people don't like them because they don't have the right ones in. I mean, that's just simple. You know, they're not all created equal. And they don't all fit your ears properly. That's another thing. Isolation is bad for you because you don't have custom molds. That's why it's bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not all created equal. You know, when I got mine done, you know, this ear is completely different than this ear. So my molds are different. They will only fit in my ears. They won't fit anybody else's ears. Have I heard the 118 subwoofer? If so, what's your take? It's fine. It's fine. Mackie, look. I like Mackie. Okay, I do. You know, and for a lot of things, their speakers are perfect. The Thump Goes are a great speaker. The V series are solid speakers. Are they the best speakers? No, but they're solid, and they can keep up with a lot of larger companies out there. They're solid quality wise. Their lower end stuff, like the Thrashes, I use the Thrashes for ceremony, for cocktail. They send them. They're fine. They're battery powered. They're fine. But I think that, like, just like with the 28 G3s that LD makes compared to the 44s, I feel the same way about the Mackie Thump Go compared to pretty much any other Mackie product out there. I think the Mackie Thump Go, um, I think the Mackie Thump Go excels above its weight class. Okay. So I mean that yes, there are definitely speakers out there. The E versus the Bose S what is that? The S1. I actually don't think the Bose is actually all that good. I think it can't take a lot of gain. It was popping like crazy when I was using it as a monitor. So that one I don't know. But it operates above its weight class, you know, and I feel the same way when people are like, oh, you have the 28 G3s. What do you think about the 44s? Well, I own the 44s too. 44s are really good sounding. I just think that the 28s they're done so well that I expect when I listen to the 44s, I expect that exponential change, and I don't get it because the 28 is just a really good speaker. It's a really good speaker. It is my favorite portable array system for like, 100 to 130 people. It beats out every other system that I have, in my opinion. Does it mean it's the best? No. Does it mean it's the loudest? No. It's just all around a great speaker. Love them. Whoopik says with in-ears, you get what you pay for. You're absolutely right. Yeah, there are some knockoffs, that you can get on Amazon and then go and get custom kind of in-ears, molded in-ears to attach onto it. And I've heard good things about those, but I there's no reason for me to leave my Ultimate Ears. And they have better ones. I have the UE11s, but they have the ones that have like 8 drivers and 12 drivers, and they stick out your ear like you're an alien. Like there's a lot. EV12 for the win. See, that's the thing. There's no win for me. Quit out of this. I don't have a win. I've been posting all these videos. The 215s are good. I think my favorite Shure are 535s. The 535s are 3 drivers. They just sound really good. They're just a really, really clean thing. Lately, this is what I've been experiencing, and I almost want to throw the internet in the trash. Okay. Every time I post something right now, every time, for instance, we bought a couple of the Pro X Vista booths, and they're fine. They do a good job. They're solid. They're decent. Every single time I post something, well, how does it compare to the what is that, Rockford? How does it compare to the Rockford? I don't know. Why does everything have to compare to something? Why can't I just review what I'm looking at? Why can't I just talk about what I'm looking at? Why do I need to compare it to something all the time? And why? And what does it matter if I compare it to something and it's just as good? How does that affect you? It's like people are always trying to justify their own purchases. I don't make Instagram reels or videos or posts or anything like that to justify your purchase. I'm just talking about something. If I see something that's cool, hey, here you go. This is kind of cool. We bought a couple of these. We like them. Well, how does it compare? Well, and then I had one guy who was like, if you're doing small events and small corporate. I'm like, well, why the limitation? I just think they look tacky. And people call me the cocky one. And then I went looking through his videos, and then I see he's like on one of his things, he's on a normal table with a linen cloth. I'm like, that's tacky. A linen cloth with a regular 4 to 6 foot table that you just got from the restaurant, the venue, that's tacky. That is super tacky to me. Your front board or your furniture or whatever is whatever, as long as it's clean. Who the hell cares? God, it actually started with Rick Webb. Not recent Rick Webb, but the past Rick Webb. Rick Webb had a video once after he built his furniture, and he was like, "Oh, facades are so ghetto and so old, and we're on the furniture now. And if you're anybody in anything, you need to be on furniture." Yeah, I'm petty like that, Kenny. I'm petty. Well, no, because I always do. Because I always want to see, well, who are you, and are your opinions valid? Before I reply, are your opinions valid? Because if you're just a, 12-year-old kid that's just talking trash, I don't care. And those same people won't buy either product. Exactly, Whoopig. Exactly. It's the same people when people want to talk about, they want to critique Alpha Theta, or the euphonics, or whatever, and they're just like, "Oh, I wouldn't," but you won't. I've seen your gear. You're happy. Your gear's 30 years old, and you're fine. It's the same people that are like, "Oh, I'm just vinyl DJ for years." In my mind, it's the pettiness in me, but in my mind, I'm like, "Are you just saying that because you can't afford new gear? So this is a way to justify your purchase?" Is that what you're saying? Because that's what it sounds like. Because most people that can are just like, "Yeah, it's not for me," but I can see why other people would buy it. Because nobody can tell me, nobody in the world is gonna truly tell me that if you are doing legitimate multiple events every single weekend, and you're bringing in all this stuff and you're doing all this stuff, I don't believe anybody that tells me, "Oh, I can't stand Rev 7s and I can't stand, such and such controller." I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Just say you can't afford it. That's okay. It's okay. I mean, people are always trying to have opinions. It's okay to not be able to afford something. It's okay to be like, "That's out of my price range. My turntables are doing what I need. I don't really have the money for that, and I don't want to spend the money." It's I still have the M1 MacBook, right? They're up to M3 now. I bought my son an M3, so technically his is newer, not better. I don't care what he says, but I bought my son an M3. There's a new iPad that just came out. I have an M1 iPad. They've come out with upgrades, and yes, I could buy them, but I felt no need. No need. Why? Mine's still doing more than I needed to. As soon as I start getting buffers and beach balls, that's a different story altogether. Then I'll start to look. But that new iPad with the OLED, the dual panel OLED, I'm like, hey man, I'm kind of ready for one. So when the season starts after next week, after the 10th, they're doing WWDC. When they do that, that's when they talk about all the new software and all the new stuff and the AI and all that stuff. When that comes out, that's going to tell me if I want to update. If they tell me all of these new features are only available for the new iPad, I'm buying a new iPad. That's it. I'll give the iPad to my photo booth. Anyway, but most of the time when I see turntable DJs, and look, I'm a turntable DJ, but I've moved on. I'm like, I have my turntables, but I understand. I appreciate the benefit of bringing a Rev 7, of bringing a Performer, bringing something smaller that it is all together and I just plug in. I appreciate that benefit. But this is what I see. Undoubtedly, I'm a turntable DJ. I can guarantee you probably got some 1200 MK2s. You're probably rocking a 57 or a 62 Rain, maybe an S9, maybe. Your computer is 100% a 2012 MacBook Pro. I can guarantee you that, or older. And you know that you have to upgrade everything, and updating everything costs a crap ton of money. So let's just say it that way. Let's just be honest. My stuff still works for what I use it now. And in order to do what I need to do, it's going to cost me probably $4,000 to $5,000. It's not just about buying the controller. Can't buy the controller. My computer won't work with it. Stems are overrated. Just say your computer won't work with it. Let's stop lying to each other. Okay? That's okay. Your stems don't work. It's okay. Stems. Who needs stems? I just do this and do that and do that. Okay. I'm over it. I'm middle-aged. I'm over it. Time to move on. It's time to move on. It's time to be honest with ourselves. If the Apple logo still lights up as facts. And that is okay. A good DJ does not need the best controller PC, but the speakers make the sound. That's right and wrong at the same time, Tommaso. Okay? Because if you have a bad computer, trust me, your speakers aren't going to sound good. Okay? If you have buffer underruns, and you don't have enough, and you have to run at 1,000 kilobits because you can't work, you don't have, your processor is not strong enough, that's going to affect it. It's going to affect it. If you're running your processor hard and you hear that weird static and stuff, that's processor issues. Your computer will overheat faster than a newer computer. Hey, you said it. You said it. I'm just telling you what you said. A good DJ does not need the best controller PC, but the speakers. I'm just going off what you said. I'm just saying, yes, I can DJ with any equipment, but the facts are I'm it's all about the right gear for the situation. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with 1200s. I use them all the time. A mixer. The mixer is important because I have DJs right now that I've had come roadie with me, and they can't get on the controller. Why is that, you ask? Their computers aren't current enough. So they can't even download the Serato version that allows them to use the Rev 7. When things like this happen, unless you're happy staying where you are, it's time to update. Because if it's now affecting your ability to make money, it's time to update. If you know that you can't go to certain venues, you can't DJ certain clubs because you have this, that's a problem. Oh, I'd love to, but I need to bring my own decks. I need to bring my own controller. I need to bring my own mixer. Why? I have an old ass computer that won't work on it. It's time to update. I keep my Rain 12 set up at home and use my Rev 7 for pretty much all things. Exactly. 100%. And my turntables are sitting on the table over there. I practice with them, because I still do nightclubs that require vinyl. So that's I like to keep my hands right. But I don't take them out with me anymore. That's just silly for me. You can do whatever you want. I know people that are, even Nick uses, I got to reply to Nick. Nick asked me to be on his show. I need to reply. Nick has, what is it? What is he using? The S11 and the Cross 12s? It's a good system, and if I had roadies, which I do have roadies now for the next season, setting up my stuff, it's possible I might tell them to use that, but either way, moving platters are moving platters to me now. How do those batteries still hold a charge? Well, Philip, you can actually replace those batteries. The 2012 is the last computer. I don't want to say the last computer because you could do it through the Intels, through the all the way up to the i9s. But the 2012 was like the last best computer for upgrading parts inside. So you could replace the battery. You can replace especially if you're using the one right before 2012 with the CD-ROM. You could take that out and then put another hard drive in there. So there's a lot of options for that. It was upgradable. But you can replace them. Absolutely. Okay. Kid said, I did a wedding and the uncle of the bride tried to tell me that a single e-verse wouldn't be good enough for a ceremony, which included an acoustic guitar. Yeah. They don't get it. They need a tall one with the 3 speakers in there. You know, they got a horn, they got a mid, and they got the sub, and it's this high off the ground. You can't even see my hand. Anyway, but I'm using my reloops on some party. Other DJ says, wow, what is this guy? That's really sick. Hey man, look, I never, I mean, I do judge. That's kind of my job, to judge, but I'm not one to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. If it works for you, that's fine. And if you tell me I can't use this because blah, 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 well, that's fine too. You will get less parties for me if I'm trying to book you, or I will take your gig because you can't DJ in the spot. It's fine with me. I'm not here to judge. You get what I'm saying? So just do your thing. Just do your thing. You know, people always want to argue their whole place with me. I don't care. Argue all you want. I'm not using your stuff. You are. So if you're happy, do it. I have not upgraded to the last, in High Sierra is the last one. Yes, exactly. I haven't even upgraded to what's the new operating system? What am I on? Am I on, let's see here. What am I on? I am on Ventura. So I think, what is that? Sonoma is the newest one. I have not updated. People keep asking me. I will one day. Just not now. I hate social media, but now I look. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't care. I don't care. But if you come to my page and you start talking trash, and there's a lot. Oh my God. The everybody's a DJ thing that we talked about earlier. Like, that is absolutely a thing. And people want to tell me what they know, especially people that don't know me. That's another thing. You know, people, I was talking about people being respectful. People are as respectful as who they think you are. I know a lot of people don't experience this, but in all honesty, I can't tell you how many times I've said something as Terry Bowens and not Cleveland Terry, and had people talk mad trash to me. Mad trash, right? And then somebody will say, hey, that's Cleveland Terry, because Terry, they're both my names, okay? But my family and people that are close to me call me Terry. People that don't know me, you call me Cleveland or CT, right? So when you call me Terry, I know you don't really know me. I know you think you do, because you think Cleveland's a city, not my real name. So, but they'll be mad disrespectful, and somebody will say, hey, well, I think Cleveland knows, you know, he's been doing this for a while. All of a sudden, their tone changes. Everything about them changes. And that's how I know how people are. That's how I know how real people are. If they respect you or think you have knowledge that they don't, they're so much nicer to you. So much. But if they don't, I've seen some people act like assholes. And I'm not even going to say what parts can be or can't be, because we're going to keep this nice and sweet today. But I know for a fact, some of this has just to do with just quick sizing people up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know how long it took for people to realize that I had a successful DJ company? You know why? I want to learn even if I don't agree. That's fine. You know, a lot of people, for whatever reason, don't assume that I'm capable of having a successful DJ company. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I absolutely know why. But we're not going to go there today. However, I do. whether without people believing in me or not, you know. So it is what it is, you know. But tons of people, I get the same thing. I get the same thing when I tell people I'm Jewish. Same thing. What? 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 How? What? Just dumbfounded, dumbfounded. And this could be anybody. It could be other Jews. It could be, you know, Christians. It could be anybody and anything. And I know this, and I let it go. You know, my kids are mixed, and my son is one of my DJs. He was on an event, and we were at a temple where one of the rabbis happens to be one of our cousins. We actually have two cousins that are strangely in rabbinical studies. One's a rabbi, one's a cantor. Cantor is the one that sings. So he went up to him to talk to him. Anyway, he walks back, and the guy's like, "Oh, hey, I needed you. You know, where have you been? Blah blah blah." He's like, "Oh, I was just talking to my uncle. He's the rabbi," and literally looked at him crazy and said, how?" The rabbi's white. He's a typical white Jewish guy. My son is mixed, but he looks definitely more black than white. And people don't know how to grasp that. And this is California, Southern California. I mean, this is the melting pot of the world. Southern California, New York, Miami. You know, melting pots. And to this day, there are still people that just can't understand. Can't understand. We just move on. I know this about people. So I know when people tell me there's no way you're that successful. I had one time a person, I did one of my videos, and it was, I did a day in the life walkthrough, and I had 3 meetings that day, and I didn't show them in the meeting, but I would talk about the meeting before I went in. Then I would come out, talk about how the meeting went, drive to the next one, do the same thing 3 times, right? My last part of my video was me pulling up to my house. Pulled up to my house. I walked in, I had my camera on. I walked into my camera. I opened up the door. My dogs came out. People saw part of my house. You've seen my house now. If you're on IG, I do a lot of content from it. This is my house right here. And then I had people, legitimate people that were like, "I don't believe you. I don't believe you have this many gigs. I don't believe you live in that house. I don't believe you have that nice car. I don't believe you." Now, keep in mind, I started YouTube 10, almost 12 years after I started my company. So I had plenty of time to grow a company. And this is what people want to think. Want to put you in a box. There's no way. Got to put you in a box. There's no way you're that successful. You can't be as successful as Jason Janai. There's no way. Why? Well, he's Jason Janai. So he's a human being. He's one person. He's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. Why can't I be like SE? There's no way, bro. There's no way. What do you mean there's no way? How are you going to tell me there's no way? There's plenty of ways. But that's the world we live in. Everything wants to be fake. I'm not going to comment on Brian. I don't have a problem with Brian either or. He can do his thing and more power to him. I've never actually met him. I had the opportunity to meet him one time. It was at the DJ Expo last year. It was during the RCF 50th anniversary hip hop show. And the speakers were so loud. So loud. I had my AirPods in. They weren't even doing a good enough job of shielding me. I had to leave the room because it was so loud. Not a good loud, just sterile and high frequency and just blowing my eardrums out. So I went outside and I'm talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking about Santi, and a couple other people, and he was sitting down just smoking a cigarette at the thing. He was all alone too. I definitely could have went up to him, but I didn't. Anyway, one day I will. One day. I don't want to interrupt his smoking time. It seems like a private time. Anyway, guys, girls, I have to go. My son's graduating today. I have a 1:30 conference call, and then I have I think a 2:30 conference call. Yes, I do. And I got to get some stuff done because we got to work, right? That's what we got to do. And I'm almost done with my season. Remember, the bar mitzvah season goes from August to, give or take, end of June, mid-June. Then I'm dead in the water. We have a couple of events during July, but we don't do a lot of weddings. And for whatever reason, our weddings happen in the middle of the year. I wish they would all happen in July. That would make my life so much better if we just had more weddings in July, but they always book us throughout the year. Anyway, so between like I'm actually out of town. The last week of June, I'll be in Vegas. So Mac Joseph, if you're around, maybe we'll try to connect. It's dance competition, so I don't have a lot of time. I think I'm DJing Snapback one of the days, but neither here nor there. And then 2 weeks later, I'm in Hawaii for a week. And then I'm just going to do nothing until we start up again first week of August, actually. So it'll be very interesting. Anyway, so this weekend, in case anybody was asking, well, let's see here. Since I started doing I had the grad event yesterday, so that's one. Then we have, let's see here, 1, 3. So now we have 2 on Friday, so that's 3. Then on the 8th we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then on the 9th, 12, 13. And then we have grad parties on the 11th, the 12th, the 13th. Needless to say, we have a lot of events. So I'm just, after the 8th, technically it'll slow down a little bit. Because on the 15th, I think we have like 5 events. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, on the 15th. I need a break. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need a break. I've never needed a break more so than this year. Not because of age. It's just the travel has kicked my ass. Absolutely destroyed me. Just going to Utah, going to the Bay Area, going to Vegas, like it has kicked my ass. I am ready to stop. Just for a little while. Just for a little while. That's why you haven't seen any YouTube videos. I have not had time. Literally, I have products to review. I have not had time, but they're coming. I'm going to spend my downtime when I'm in town, obviously, working on content. Finally. Anyway. All right, guys, I do have to run. Hopefully you guys have great parties this weekend or week. It's grad week. So hopefully you guys will. I plan on being back next Thursday. Yeah, next Thursday should be good. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if Paris is having his birthday. It might be a late night for me that Wednesday night. It's my partner's birthday. Okay. But besides that, enjoy your, take a short vacation. Well, that's the plan. We have one is a vacation. That's not a vacation because it's dance finals, dance nationals. And it's a whirlwind. I don't have to do as much, but it's weird. And I'm not with my wife because she's running around with the kids all week long. So it's pretty much just like me, or I'm sitting in a convention hall just waiting for my kids to go. Cause I used to do this whole thing where I'd go back and forth. You know, I'd go back up to the room or whatever, and then they'd call me down. And then I was like, I'm getting called down every like 30 minutes. So now I just like bring my iPad or my phone and I literally just like play games, have my AirPods in while the other performances are going. I sit in the back, in the way back. And then when my wife will be like, oh, she goes on in too. So then I'll just put my phone down, watch it, and go back to what I'm doing. Like that's the life of a dance dad. Honestly, that is the life. It sucks. It really sucks. We are ignored the entire time, and it is what it is. Then we're going to Hawaii, second week of July for a week. Very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. Yeah. Anyway, definitely got to run. We're going to be at Alani, in case you guys were wondering. So, but if you're in Vegas, let me know. Maybe we can figure out a time to like meet up if we have any Vegas people out there. All right, y'all, I got to run. Now I have 3 minutes before my call. Everybody have great parties out there. And, yep, the Disney Resort. Have great parties. And, I will see everybody next Thursday. Make sure you follow me on IG because I do most of my posting when it's not here on IG. Make sure you follow me there. I'll see you next week. Have great parties. Talk to you soon. Peace out.